step here is now sourcing banks. Okay, I'm gonna expand on this. This is just the beginning and just some things to know, right? But in the later on, I'll release more information. It's a lot. Okay. Anyways, typically best one to apply for is like the business cards. Then you go to unsecured business products, and then to secured. Okay. Now, the difference between unsecured and secured is that unsecured is no collateral required. It's based on strong personal credit and revenue. Secured products typically require some sort of collateral. So, like either a large cash deposit, right? Sometimes they say, like, hey, we'll get you this line of credit. For, let's just say it's 200,000, but we want you to put up $100,000 into a certificate of deposit where we hold on to it for 1 year, and then after the 1 year, we'll release the $100,000 back to you. You'll get your cash back, and then at that point, we'll convert your loan into an unsecured loan. But for now, it'll be partially secured with cash. That's one example, right? Or they may require you to offer the inventory of the, like if you have an e-commerce, right? Real estate, business assets, etc. Right? Sometimes even the business itself will be the collateral. Okay. What I mean by that is they may look at your returns and put a lien on it. Okay. Which isn't a bad thing. SBA does it all the time, actually. A lot of people don't even know that. But SBA does a lot of liens. Okay. Anyways, that's kind of like how I guess like just the introduction. Okay. There's more to it. As we go, you'll learn, right? Um, Usually, once your business gets a secured loan, it has reached its max fundability. Okay, because they're gonna see the like a lender will see the lien as first position, and what that means is like if you were to default, whoever has first position is gonna be able to liquidate the collateral and get paid first. And that's why most people or most lenders, when they see a first position lien, they're not going to go in second possession or in second position, right? So just keep that in mind. You need to learn how to stack these and how to ask the right questions. Okay, so that's why a lot of people usually they go unsecured, and then the very last loan they'll go secured. And typically secured products, they are going to give you a larger approval amount than unsecured because they're going to put they're going to attach it to something, right? So that's why you usually want to do this last. Also, um, the lenders aren't able to see the unsecured products because they're not able because they're going to check for like a lien, right? When they scan your credit, if they don't see a lien, then in their eyes they're like, okay, they don't have a loan yet, and then that's how you stack, right? Kind of getting ahead of myself right now, but just keep that in mind. This part, you're gonna have to really like take time at this part, like calling the banks, asking the questions, and really understanding everything. But I'm gonna show you the questions that you should ask. Okay. So banks and lenders, you can use this to find banks, right? Or just use Google, whatever you prefer. Here's the website, right? Bank locator, and then boom. Again, you don't have to do this. The only reason I have this tool is because I'm a broker. So I sometimes have clients like I don't know, like I think I had a client in Florida, so I had to go to Florida one time, or not fly out to Florida, but you know what I'm saying. Go here and find all the banks in Florida, and then it even breaks down into local regions. Like I think Florida has like the South region, and then there's like the North region, like right. They call them footprints. Okay. California, I think, is also broken up like that. They got SoCal and then NorCal, and then some of them even go even further to like the Bay Area. Like you have to be in this area if you're in like Sacramento. They're like no, like you have to be in the Bay, right? Or like San Diego companies, they're like no, like you have to be in San Diego. If you're more than like 100 miles out of their radius, they're not. Even though you're a California business, they're like we don't care. Like you have to be in San Diego. I hope that makes sense. It's called footprints. Okay. Anyways, so generally speaking, when you're looking for a bank or a lender, I like to stick to regional banks Bigger banks like Wells Fargo, Chase, Bank of America, it's not that they're bad, it's just that they require a lot more information, okay? Um that's where they're going to require the returns, and there's some lenders where they don't even require any of that, right? And they'll can get you like $100,000 just unsecured, no tax returns, no nothing. But you're going to have to find them though, right? They're out there, but you have to find them, and the way you find them is asking the right questions. So of course, type of lending. What type of lending are they doing? Are you doing only business loans? Are they term loans? Is it SBA or is it a conventional business loan? Big difference, right? SBA is a government loan. Nothing wrong with SBA. It's just that an SBA loan requires a lot more paperwork, and generally underwriting can take anywhere upwards from 6 months to a year, right? A lot of people don't have that time. They want fast, quick money. Conventional business loans, typically underwriting can be sometimes as quick as 30 days, like 25, 30 days, upwards to 45, right? Still a good time, but it's definitely a lot faster than SBA. So you ask them the type of lending. Can I apply with multiple LLCs, right? If you're trying to fund multiple companies, you want to ask them that. Because I've had clients in the past where they have an e-commerce and a marketing company, and then they want both funded. Not all lenders are going to do that where they can do multiple LLCs, right? But some of them do. Do you check personal credit? Almost all of them do, by the way. Almost all of them. And then you're going to ask what credit bureau do you check, okay, for the personal side. Documents. What documents do you require regarding like financials, right? How old does the business need to be? Most require a minimum 2 years. Will a UCC lien be applied? If so, what lien position? What lien position? Is it gonna be first position, second position? Is it a blanket lien? What type of lien is it, right? UCC liens can block you from getting funding from other banks. So knowing this in advance prevents surprises. And again, that's how you stack, right? You do all unsecured, and then your very last one, if it makes sense, you can do a secured one with a lien. So that way you can get a large amount. That's how I was able to get someone $1.5 million. All of them were unsecured. The last one was for like, I think $300,000. But at that point, they wanted to secure it. And I was like, hey, like I will meet your funding goal, but they want to put a lien on the business. Is that okay? And we found out it was a good idea, and that's what we did. So again, when it comes to stacking, it depends on how you want to run it. Can I still apply if I have a line of credit or loan with another bank? Right? Sometimes they can still see your other loans, and that's why you also want to ask that. What industries do you lend to? And then what is the max limit you lend for an unsecured line of credit or business loan? What I mean by that is some banks will say, we'll do $500,000 unsecured. Now, anything over 500, or sorry, not 500. Let me digress. They'll say, we'll do $50,000 unsecured, right? That's the max. Anything over 50, that's when we're going to go ahead and secure it with collateral, right? So that's why you want to know, like, what's the cutoff? What's the cutoff number? Um, Let me see if I can find an example real quick. Okay, so this is Torrey Pines Bank. They're a bank in California. So you'll see streamlined application process for solutions under 100,000. This includes lines of credit, overdraft protection, and more. So anything under 100,000, basically they're saying is unsecured. Anything more than that, they can do that up to 1 mil, but we're gonna go ahead and secure it basically, right? Again, you want to call them, you want to verify everything. Um, but yeah, you see streamlined loan application up to 100,000. Improved cash flow. Oh, it's just a benefit. But yeah, you see be in business for 2 years. So yeah, and this is just one bank in California. There's a bunch. There's a bunch of banks all over the U.S. So that's why you want to ask that question here. Okay. Um, And yeah, here it is. Secured usually requires cash, inventory, real estate, or some other collateral. Also, accounts receivables, they sometimes will take your accounts receivable as collateral. Okay. As you can see, 100K unsecured, meaning no collateral is needed. A lot of that, usually 100K is like the sweet mark or the sweet spot, right? Um, you just need strong financials and they will fund you, right? What else? What else? Sometimes they do 4506Ts, like they'll pull your tax returns. That's another thing you want to know if it's a stated income product or if they're going to be requiring financials. Okay, again, this is just the beginning of sourcing banks. As we progress and as I get more info, like I'll make some update or feedback. As I get more feedback, I'll expand on this because again, I did my best to break everything down into actionable knowledge. But again, a lot of this you're gonna have to learn from experience, right? That's what I did, and that's why it took me like literally 5 years to master this. You know, I didn't fully master this until maybe about a year ago. You know what I'm saying? And it's because there's just so many different scenarios. There's a lot of different products, a lot of different options that you can do, a lot of different strategies when it comes to stacking, right? But this is enough to get you started. I know this will get you results because this is what I did and this is how I was able to get to where I'm at with some of my businesses and also for clients, for clients. So again, questions, concerns, reach out. I hope this was clear. I'm doing my best and you have a good day.